what's up YouTube? Welcome to today's video, and it is actually quite a treat. Another day, another bug with some negative value thing that was untested in Lake of Kalandra, and today is actually one of the favorite skills of all time. And it is pretty much Hate Forge Vaal Lightning Strike without the Hate Forge. So the way that it currently works, or I'm actually not sure this person is actually using Hate Forge, he actually might be. So let's go see right here. So this person posted unlimited duration Vaal Lightning Strike with negative duration stacking. So the TLDR, if you don't want to watch this full video, is that right now when you get negative 100% duration, which is enabled through this amulet that they actually added. So you can get this negative 30% or 30% increased Vaal Skill Effect Duration from Delve, and then you double it, and then you get negative 60% as a downside. So with this new amulet they added into the game, you can get negative 100% duration on Vaal Lightning Strike, allowing you would think that the Vaal Lightning Strike would fizzle out. But currently, the Vaal Lightning Strike pretty much lasts forever. I actually do think this person is using Hate Forge. As you can see here, the rage is actually ping-ponging between 24 and 50 over and over again. So pretty much, he uses the Vaal Lightning Strike. It costs 26 rage. It goes to 24. And then there's like some Chains of Emancipation or whatever. I think it's the belt, and then immediately takes his rage back up to 50. So right now, usually if this actually worked the way it should, the Vaal Lightning Strike should just disappear immediately because it's 0-second duration at 100% reduced duration. However, because through either like untested or some spaghetti code, or I don't really know what's going on with them, but right now it just lasts infinite duration. So what this means is you can actually cast all of your Vaal Lightning Strikes on the ground, and you can do the boss while dead. So theoretically, you could put the Vaal Lightning Strike in every single corner of the map. You can do simulacrums, you can do wave 30, you can do 5 waves by yourself. So it's pretty much a very, very cool interaction. And we're going to go over, wow, it is actually laggy. So you can see right here why this is probably going to get hotfixed. It is incredibly laggy. It can probably cause server crashes. And we'll go over exactly why that's bad. So you can see here, the server is literally dying. But unfortunately for the poor bosses, the Vaal Lightning Strikes are already all out there and they are screwed. So eventually they will all die. Now this is horrible for the game in terms of server load or your computer. Not really sure what's going to be the bottleneck that causes your game to crash. But suffice to say, if you actually put enough Vaal Lightning Strikes out, the game is probably going to crash. So this is probably going to be hotfixed on Monday or whenever they get back into the office. So we're going to go over exactly how this works now that we see. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty hard to replicate this if you do want to try this out. So this guy actually never killed the Feared until this happened. So theoretically, your damage could be infinite because you can just keep putting Vaal Lightning Strikes down on the ground. And as soon as the boss spawns, it will get insta-killed. So Kalandra, as I said, allows you to get negative stacks with the negative stats with the Reflecting Mist. And there's been a lot of weird interactions that I'm not really sure if they're intended or not, but in the past, none of these would actually cause a game-breaking exploit for this to be patched in this patch, or in this, expansion. So right here is one of the ones that was discovered earlier, and this is negative 25% of physical damage converted to lightning damage, and this was pretty much just discovered to be 25% more physical damage. And another one that was discovered, and I don't think this one is actually used as much, and I do think it should have more exposure. So what the other one discovered is if you reduce your area of effect to negative 100%, then what happens is that you could actually temp change yourself and you won't get the downsides of blasphemy or something like that. So it's actually incredibly, so you can self-curse yourself with temp change or something like that. So without the negative downsides of blasphemy. So 0 mana, this is something that also existed before in Scourge League. And what happened was there was a 0 reduced maximum mana mod. And if you reduce your mana to 0, you could reserve infinite auras in Scourge League, or it was something like that. But basically, negative numbers in PoE have been a thorn in GGG's side in terms of exploits or weird interactions that led to game-breaking bugs. So this thing was actually hotfixed incredibly fast. I don't know if people remember back in Scourge League. It was pretty much hotfixed within, I think, a day as soon as it was landed on Reddit. And it's kind of funny, this thing was actually around for roughly like 2 weeks or so on the forums. And then someone finally posted on Reddit and it got in GGG's radar and immediately nerfed. Now, these two other things aren't really that crazy. I mean, this thing is kind of an interesting interaction, but this one is probably the one that has more potential, but a lot of people don't really like it because they want to just use shackles to self-curse. So these things were never going to get really patched out. However, this one is definitely one that's going to have some ramifications. Now, what is happening here? So there is the reflection of Kalandra, and this allows you to get negative 60% Vaal Skill Effect Duration on amulets. So you can see right here, you have some amulets, and these amulets are probably going to be impossible to buy if I had to guess. So let's go take a look on trade site. So if you want to actually try out this build, I don't actually think it's possible because people probably bought all of these out. So we go look at amulet, we search here. And I did try looking for it beforehand. So you can see here, this is the normal mod. It goes from 15 to 25, and if you put it into a really high reflection, or whatever the Kalandra thing is, you can go all the way up to 60%. So we can search here. There's a negative 60% one, but this guy's not online, not online, not online. So you can see here, even if you wanted to try this out, you probably have to snipe it. You could technically probably do it with negative 44% with some ingenuity. But basically, maybe when people log on more, it'll be doable. But yeah, a lot of people are actually trying this archetype out already with Vaal Stormcall, because this Vaal Stormcall actually allows you to cast it because the soul duration or whatever, the soul gain prevention duration will be lowered by a lot. And I did see a lot of videos regarding Vaal Stormcall, but it hasn't really been that popular. Now, the way you get 100% is you get negative 60% from the amulet. You get negative 25% from the tree. And this is right here, window of opportunity, 15%, 5%, 5% right there. And then lastly, you can get negative 15% on a new Dusk Ring. You can also get the negative percent on a Soul Ripper Flask. So there's a lot of different ways to get to a negative 100%. So most people were playing this with Vaal Stormcall, as I said, as Vaal Stormcall actually benefits from reduced duration. And the thing is theoretically negative 100% duration means that Vaal Lightning Strike should not work. It means that if you actually cast Vaal Lightning Strike, it should just disappear, or it shouldn't even cast at all because it should be 0% duration. But in this case, it lasts forever, meaning infinite DPS. So as long as you put it down on the ground, it will last forever. So this person also tested it out with a bunch of other Vaal skills, but only Vaal Lightning Strike allows it to be completely broken. So for Vaal Earthquake, it kind of turns into normal Earthquake and no waves. Vaal Spark, which was one that I thought could potentially have some potential. The cast goes instant, but the projectiles instantly despawn, because I'm assuming that the projectiles are tied to the duration. It's actually 0. Vaal Stormcall is kind of an interesting thing. Can't really tell. TBH might be only one hit or all at the same time. Vaal Righteous Fire, you just take damage, nothing else. Vaal Blade Vortex, and this one could have been pretty cool if you just had a bunch of Vaal Blade Vortex outs that lasted forever. And this one, unfortunately, only lasts for a couple ticks. Purities don't really work. And Vaal GH, I don't even know what that is. Glacial Hammer. Cage stays for a short duration, fixed minimum duration. Vaal Cyclone doesn't do anything. Vaal Double Strike, or is it Dual Strike? I think it's Vaal Double Strike. Clones despawn instantly, so this is probably what should happen on Vaal Lightning Strike. So it's kind of interesting why Vaal Lightning Strike is the only one with this bugged interaction. And VCS, I don't even know what VCS is. Vaal Cold Snap, if I had to guess, lasts a very short duration. So it seems like most of these actually don't really work with 100% reduced skill effect duration. And it's only Vaal Lightning Strike that has its completely broken interaction. So this is definitely getting fixed. I don't really see how it doesn't get fixed, as you can see here from this video that this person is coming very close to actually crashing the game. And crashing the game is never going to be a good thing. It's something that GGG will immediately try to fix at all costs. It messes up the server load. It also allows people to dupe items. They can make an item, they can exalt it, and then they can crash the server, and then the item will be reverted. So that's pretty much why server crashes are a big no-no. If you ever do this and you do create a lot of crashes, GGG will immediately ban you, I'm pretty sure, because it's very, very easy to see who's actually crashing the servers intentionally. But some of the nice things you could try that aren't completely TOS breaking is you could probably try doing simulacrums with it and see how many reward waves you can get, as everything would instantly die. So as long as you don't crash the server, you could probably try simulacrum. You put it down in every single corner, press the wave, everything instantly dead. Best simulacrum farmer hands down. Same thing for 5 ways. You could put a Vaal Lightning Strike in every corner around in a circle, and then everything dies. You have a perfect resetter who's using like some picture perfect macro or something like that, and you could probably get the most mobs possible. Now, it's kind of crazy that GGG didn't actually end up testing any of these negative values when the whole league was designed around being able to get these negative values, like reduced projectile speed, reduced area of effect, because it does seem like the way they coded is that they did it some negative 100% value thing for a lot of stuff. So it's pretty interesting. It's nice that there is some things to discover with this league, as bad as it was overall. But some of these things I feel like they should have foresaw, but who knows? PoE is a pretty complicated game, and it does have a lot of niche interactions, so it's hard to say exactly what's going to get found out by the player base, because the player base is just able to play the game so much more than GGG actually can, even though GGG does extensively test every single league that they come out with. Now, Hateforge also kind of works with this new amulet mod, so theoretically, you could nerf this interaction, but you could still kind of make Vaal Lightning Strike work. Now, if you do reduce the duration of Vaal Lightning Strike, it kind of sucks because a lot of the damage from Vaal Lightning Strike does come from the fact that it stays around on the ground for roughly like 5 or 6 seconds. Now, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this has been a pretty interesting video. And this is a lot of the glory days in the past. I do kind of want to try it out on stream. I think it's perfectly fine as long as you're not instance crashing it. But TLDR, it's going to get fixed no matter what. But thanks for watching. I hope you find more mirrors, exalted orbs, and divines, and mage bloods, and headhunters, and Vaal Lightning Strikes, and Hate Forges than me. And see you next time. Bye.